I can also.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and good evening, or whatever it is where you are. I'm Bob Byrne, coming to you from New York City, where we are about to watch a three-cushion billiard match between the brilliant Turkish player Semih Sayginer and a New York Korean-American named Ira Lee. This is at SL Billiards, and it's Sang Lee's third international tournament. I'll be describing the action here with my special guest, Dick Jaspers, one of the top players in the world. It's nice to have you in the booth, Dick.
My pleasure.
So Mr. Sayginer is taking the world by storm here, isn't he? He's quite a player.
Well,
he scored 2 on the break. We missed the break shot, unfortunately, but he's now ahead 2-0.
Well, he's a fantastic player, and he's totally different than what I'm doing.
So you never know quite what he is going to do, huh?
Yeah, he uses a lot of fantasy in his game, and of course, it's nice to see.
Now his opponent is a young fellow from New York named Ira Lee. We are playing in the last round of the preliminaries here at the third SL Billiards World Open. And Mr. Sayginer is undefeated in his flight with 7 wins and no defeats, whereas Mr. Lee has only won 1 game and has 6 defeats. So Mr. Sayginer is into the finals along with one other player from his flight, and that is the son of the great Raymond Ceulemans, Kurt Ceulemans. At least we have one Ceulemans in the finals. If it's not one, it's another one. There's a lot of Ceulemans coming along.
And he has a lot of grandsons, so I think...
Yes, I heard that he has a young grandson who looks pretty good.
And he's also playing very good for his age.
Really?
So
the name of Ceulemans will be with us for a long time.
I think so too.
Well, he seems puzzled by this shot. Oh, he's going to go reverse English and stay along the end rail, I guess. Oh no, look at that shot. What an idea, isn't it?
That's typically Sayginer, of course. But okay, sometimes he uses many solutions with the kisses, with possibilities for a kiss, and of course it's if you play the shot a lot of times, you can expect a lot of kisses maybe, but it's always good to see and
something different. The other players wouldn't use that shot.
Not so directly. No.
Have you had a chance to play on these tables yet this year? Have you practiced?
No, not yet. Well, I think all tables are equal. I mean, they use a little sliding on the balls. It's not so easy in the beginning. But I practiced a little bit on the first table. But it's very good, I think. And if you watch Tony Carlson and Semih Sayginer and Louis Havenels, 3 good players, they play good averages. So I think no problems with the tables.
I should say they're going to play to 40 points. That's the usual format for Sang Lee's annual international tournament. That's where you have some preliminary flights, and the top players from the preliminary flights advance to the finals, where 4 seeded players will begin play against the qualifiers. And the last 2 years, the seeded players had to spot the qualifiers 10 points in 50, which was a pretty hard job. This year, it's 10 points in 60, right?
Yes, I know. I can't imagine that Sayginer has to make 10 points or less.
Yes, that's going to be very difficult, but they could only have 4 seeded players. So the way it has worked out Sayginer is now going to be in the finals, and everybody will have to spot him 10 points in 60. I mean, the 4 seeds. That is going to be a very difficult task. Last year, Frédéric Caudron was 7th ranked player in the world, and he came in through the qualifier, so everybody had to spot him 10, and that was too much, and he won the tournament.
Well, it's very difficult because if you can start by your own self and you can make 4 or 5 points, you must make 15 points to.
Yes, he's already 15 points ahead.
I think the start is in this tournament very important.
Look at this. Wow, that was good.
Bravo. He plays so easily, Sayginer.
He also plays quite quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah,
sometimes
it's very nice to see. And sometimes it's necessary that new players are coming new from different countries.
Well, it was really exciting to hear of a brilliant new player from Turkey, because we didn't even know that they played billiards in Turkey over here, and suddenly we have a world-class player from Turkey.
I hear such comments also in Holland, and now they hear about him, and it's a good thing for billiards in Turkey. And
oh, I bet.
The best players come from countries you never expected.
You never know where genius is going to arise. But I spoke to Sayginer just before this match and asked him about Turkey. It's a country of about 65 million people. He said he estimates that 5 million people play billiards, and 10 or 15,000 are serious players. So that's an amazing statistic.
That's even more than in Holland.
I mean, Holland is how many people in Holland? Is it 35 million people?
No, I think about 15 million.
50 million.
Holland is a very small country.
15 million?
15 million, yes. Little more than New York City. Ooh la la.
Not quite hard enough. But for a very small country, Holland has a tremendous number of good players.
We have really a lot of players. It's also that you can find a lot of tables in Holland. In each cafe you can find at least one table.
Almost always a billiard table, right? Not a...
Only, last 10 years pool and snooker is coming up very strong. I think pool is coming up very strong. Snooker is going a little bit, is going back, and carom ball has always been.
How many players are in the Dutch Federation of Billiards?
Well, I think almost 40,000. So we have one of the biggest federations in the world, and maybe the biggest. But there are also a lot of bulk line, free game, artistic players. But also through cushion has become much important in the last 5-6 years.
With the start of the professional play.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you see three cushion played on television?
Well, not so much, but it's coming, and a lot of people are working for it. Are fighting for every minute television, and people are seeing billiards more and more as a serious sport.
No.
And also people see that players are getting younger and younger.
That's probably a good thing.
Sign, and
not an old man's game.
Yeah, with drinking beer and
smoking cigars. Okay, now Sayginer should make more than 1 point here. He has a good position.
Yes.
I think he's a very good position player. He seems to do a lot with the first ball and get it into good position.
Well, he's a very serious guy. That's what I like. His heart is full of billiards, and
look how confident he shot on that shot.
he has own strong ideas, and he's going his own way, and he's a very sympathetic.
And he's proving that his ideas are pretty good.
Yes. Also, the way he played is very attractive to see.
Yes, he's a colorful character, and he is an interesting looking person with his beard and his ponytail and his black hair. Gonna drop in there.
Oh,
I see.
yeah, but he's criticized himself very good. I mean,
Does he?
yeah, sometimes I'm surprised.
Well, he's quite confident. I think he realizes that he has a chance to be world champion someday if he keeps improving like he has. Don't you think?
He's one of the he's one of the guys who can. Yes, he is.
I should tell our viewers who aren't familiar with Mr. Jaspers that Mr. Jaspers is also one of the players who might be world champion someday. Especially this year, you've had a very good year, haven't you? You've won some big tournaments.
Yes, I win some big tournaments. Only the World Cup was bad for me.
Last season?
Last season.
But just recently, I think you won a couple of tournaments in the last few months, haven't you?
That's right, yes. Yeah.
So maybe that maybe means you'll have a good year this year in the World Cup. I think, are you now ranked 5th? This is I have the world ranking list, I think, from the...
Yeah, that's right. I'm 5, yes.
So we have Sang Lee first and Torbjorn Blomdahl second, Marco Zanetti. All three of those players are in this tournament. 4th ranked is Raymond Ceulemans, but sorry to say Mr. Ceulemans, who intended to play in this tournament, had some surgery last week and so had to pass it by, but maybe we'll see him next year. Then we have Dick Jaspers, ranked 5th. Frederick Codron, who won this tournament last year, is not here this year. And Semih Sayginer is 7th. He might move up a little bit this year. He has only been on the world scene for 2 years, I think.
I know him for 2 years, yeah.
That's
Not
all?
longer, yeah.
Did you know him before that?
No.
No? Isn't that
2
amazing?
years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, but...
Look at that beautiful shot.
Bravo.
Okay, that's...
He's a great talent, really. I played one time with him. He beat me very straight.
Is that so?
Yes.
Well, I think he has wins over just about everybody, doesn't he? He's beaten Ceulemans too.
Yes.
Not quite.
Not good.
He's mad at himself there. He made 2 points that time, so he's ahead 11, and Mr. Lee only has 3. Well, Sang Lee is another player who burst on the scene and was something new for everybody to see. He too has an unusual style, doesn't he? He doesn't look like the European players.
Yeah, he has his own style. That's good. It's suppose all players had the same style. It's boring to see. And it proves that a good percussion player don't has to be a good backline player.
Because Sang Lee didn't come up that way, did he?
No.
Oh, neither did
only three cushion, like also Semih Sayginer and Torbjörn Blomdahl.
Blomdahl too.
They only play three cushion, and
Right. I remember Ceulemans used to say to us Americans that we would never be tops in three cushion unless we played those small games too. And now here are three players who have reached the top.
yes, it's. It's okay. But okay, if you play bulk line, if you play free game, you used to be very precisely. You
have to shoot with exact aim.
It's a kind of a nature, and types like Vitalis and Sayginer, they are much more emotionally, and they must be in trance.
Yeah, in a trance.
In a trance, yes.
And they play by instinct.
Yes, yeah, more and more.
Instead of calculation. What kind of a cue do you use?
Well, I use a Longoni cue.
From Italy?
From Italy, yes.
And what does it weigh?
The weight?
The weight of it. Is it 500 grams or?
Yeah, it's 530 grams.
530?
Yes. Little behind, little. The weight is more
weight
behind.
Is in the rear?
Yeah.
And how big is the tip?
It's about 11 and a half.
Oh, that's fairly small.
It's not too thick, no.
Okay, now the score is 12-4. Now here's another big opening for Semih. He has a wide open shot.
Well, you can see he practices a lot.
Yes, and
everything he does is very easily.
And he puts the red ball near the corner. Yeah. Now I guess he's going to go 5 rails. Oh, he got a kiss there. He's disgusted with himself.
It's maybe he's a little fast. I mean,
a little careless sometimes.
You don't see many problems. That's good on one way, but he can make unnecessary falls. It's dangerous for himself.
He should maybe take.
He's not so frightened for his opponent, Ira Lee, and he's always sure from the final tournament. But if he plays with other players, good players, it's maybe more carefully.
It's up too long.
The table is very good, but a little long. It's,
yes, it holds the spin and it spins off the last rail.
I think it's for everybody complicated sometimes.
Yes, especially at the early part of the tournament when the cloth is brand new. See how long that is, comes off long on the last rail. Now let's see if he can do something here. He has to go very close to the corner to make this one. He doesn't waste much time.
Yeah, it's very fast.
Now the game is being videotaped by AccuStats with Pat Fleming doing the mixing and Pat Fleming Jr. on the movable camera. There are 2 cameras, one fixed overhead and one on a pivoting dolly. And before the matches are videotaped. Pat sets up special lighting above the table, fluorescent tubes, and then the harshness is masked with some parachute silk. Oops, he missed that one. Oh, they're incandescent bulbs, I'm told. So this is Thursday, and we're in the final games of the preliminaries. The finals start on Friday. This is Thursday. Too thin.
This is a difficult shot, I think.
No, we can't see the red.
It's almost impossible.
Shh. Well, he has a hard shot off either side of the white. He could come off the right side of the white also. Oh, he's going to go up to the other end and with left-hand English. Just a good camera work.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
yeah.
So that was really nice.
Bravo.
Did you notice he didn't walk around the table? He only judged that by standing down here. He didn't go down and put his finger on an exact spot. He plays by judgment.
I think he was sure that he was going to make the point.
Well, look at the way that spin takes off the last rail.
Well, he's a perfect example to make the game attractive. So it's good that he is in our group. Such a player like him.
Oh, we missed an open shot there. Well, it's nice. It's nice of you to say that about him, because he is another tough player for you to have to play all the time. He's a hard man to beat.
He's really hard to beat. He has also a good mind of playing billiards. He doesn't think too much. He only wants to play good billiards.
Like many of the top players, he speaks excellent English too. I'm surprised, coming from Turkey. I know that in Holland practically everybody speaks English, but I don't think so many people in Turkey.
Well, he's very ambitious. He knows that with Turkish talking you
can't
don't
get
have
anywhere.
chances.
Yeah.
It's also the same with me. If I talk Dutch, nobody can understand me.
I guess a person who speaks Dutch can also understand German. Is it
well,
close?
it's very similar. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh, we might have a massé shot here.
I think I think he will do it.
He's chalking up his cue. Looking at the line. I like this close-up.
It's nice to see.
Now let's get an overview so we can see the curve. Oh, too much curve.
Too much. Okay, he's not a machine.
He does miss sometimes. Well, let's see if Mr. Lee can do something here. Mm-hmm. That's 17 for Mr. Sayginer, and I believe Mr. Lee now has 5. I well remember the thrills you provided everybody last year in the last game of this tournament when you were up against Sang Lee, and you had a chance to win the tournament if you beat Sang Lee, and you did with a run of 15. It was quite exciting. But unfortunately, Mr. Codron also won on the other table, so he won the tournament.
Well, it was I made a big mistake in another game that I lost from a Korean player.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I lost from Codron last year, and the second game from Korean player.
Did you have to spot him 10 points?
With Codron, yes.
Yeah, and also the Korean player.
Yeah, also, yes. I had 7 points more, but okay, I missed 3 points. And that was my big mistake from last year. Okay, I had a very good game with Sang Lee. But okay, we play all 7 games, and it's about the total.
Yes, that game, looking at the record here, you beat Sang Lee 50-30 in only 20 innings.
It was also my best game of the tournament. I like to play with him also.
Yes.
It's really a challenge to play with strong players.
Brings out the best in you too.
And I think we have a very strong tournament this year with.
Oh, I'll say. That must be a strain to go up against, to know you have to play Sang Lee and Sayginer and.
It's wonderful. That's why I love to be here, and I like also the system in America that everybody play each other.
Yes, the round robin.
It's a very good practice.
Mm-hmm.
You play 7 games of 60 points, and.
Yes, that's a fair test.
Yeah. It's also the first tournament of the season, and we are all hungry for the balls and
hungry for the balls.
Yeah. We all took a long holiday, and now it's time to play billiards.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope that we will have a tournament here each year, every year.
Yes, I hope so. Oh, now look at this shot. He's going to go along the rail. Oh, beautiful. And he shot that so easily.
Well, he knows a lot about the game. He knows exactly what to do. It looks simple, but...
How did he learn to do that in Turkey? I wonder, were there other good players, or did he teach himself?
Well, he's very, very ambitious. Maybe he's the most ambitious guy.
Yes, he really
I ever met him.
Is that so? I wonder if he came up to watch some of your other tournaments before he... is that how he learned? Did he come up to Europe and watch some tournaments?
No, it's only from the last 2 years.
That he has reached this level, huh?
Yeah, that's very fast, and in Turkey is so popular. I was on holiday this year in Turkey, and I was curious about knowing Sayginer.
Yes.
Everybody knows Sayginer.
He's a national hero.
Yeah, and it's also, it works good for him.
What is he doing here? Is he going to hit real thin?
I think it's short, long. The red ball. Going back to the long cushion. No.
He was trying to go straight up the line, I guess.
Well, it's nice to pick up the most simple solutions. It's and Semih uses a lot of more difficult solutions, only to try out.
That's nice speed.
And you can see he practices all day. He has a billiard room in Istanbul, and I think he only play billiards and nothing else. And
that's his job. Huh?
He takes it very seriously.
Uh-oh.
It can happen. That's a risk.
Do you know what sort of family he comes from? I mean, does he come from a middle-class family who could, or upper-class family who could...
Well, I don't know anything about his family. Well, I thought, I heard something that he has grown up with in another family, with his aunt or uncle, but I'm not sure about it. And his wife is also a very good pool player.
Is that so?
She's also the Turkish champion.
Oh, gosh.
So
they have a
Turkish
monopoly of Turkey. This looks like a hard shot. Force follow right through the ball.
It's dangerous for a kiss. Yeah.
You called that one. Okay, now when you have this shot, do you like to go cross table or do you like to go 4 rails all around the table? You know,
cross. I prefer cross. Yes.
Because that keeps the white ball on this side of the table.
Yeah, it's
good position.
It's also a shorter way of making the point.
Oh, he missed that. That was a big shot.
But looks what kind of position he has. So, so it's a very important shot. If you make the shot, you are
almost always
sure that you make maybe 2 or 3 points. Maybe because of his tempo, sometimes he looks very easily to the points. Three cushion is a very difficult game.
That was nicely hit, yeah. Might miss. I see. Gosh, I thought he made that shot. No?
Well,
on the monitor, it almost looked like he made it. We had one tournament where we couldn't tell, and the referee could not tell, and we kept playing the tape over and over, and we could see that he made it. Because the camera was in just the right place. Look at this across the table. There's a beautiful shot. Oh boy.
Bravo.
I have to applaud myself on that. He played that shot as if it was quite easy.
Yeah, it's very simple, yeah. People are laughing.
That surprised him.
If you would show this for television, it's wonderful.
Yes, it looks good on television. Better than pool, I think.
Well, I ask a lot of people why they prefer pool instead of three cushion, and they say every time, well, three cushion is too difficult.
Yes.
And pool, it's much easier. Okay, pool, if you want to play pool perfectly, is also difficult, I'm sure.
Yes. Another cross table shot.
Well, very good played.
Okay, we're going to take another look at Semih's last shot. Now watch the way the ball hugs the end rail here with reverse English. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rails. That was perfectly played.
But the speed is also very important on that shot.
So it can get the right action.
Yeah.
If you shoot too hard, it doesn't have time to...
Yes, yeah. Well, it's not only the way of making speed. He puts a lot of feeling in the ball. It's and he knows a lot about the shot. You can see it. It's he looks he
doesn't.
He shoot and I mean, if I got this shot, I would have problems with this shot.
You would think about it a long time. He just
longer than he is doing.
He plays with tremendous confidence. guess he's going to play rail first.
It's the normal solution, yes.
And come in short, so it'll be 4 rails. Oh my, you're going to make it anyway.
No.
I think that's the hard way to play. So he made 2, he has 8 points. And Mr. Sayginer has 21. I didn't see the game, but earlier in the tournament, Mr. Sayginer played Mr. Barraza of Mexico. He was a very good player, and Sayginer won 40-3.
Yeah, okay, that's...
That looks pretty good. No?
Okay, he thinks of position. When he makes the point, yes.
He would have had a good shot.
Also good defense. He doesn't play defense. I mean, he doesn't need to play defense. He's leading. He has a lot of confidence. But he was thinking a lot of position.
Think position more than defense.
Yes.
Kuhlmans once told me that at the beginning of the game he tries to make everything and tries to bury the other opponent in points, and if it doesn't work then maybe he'll start thinking about defense a little more.
Well, you must play your own game. Some players are playing much more defense than other players. It's
just a matter of
sported.
style. Huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that action.
Ooh.
Too much action.
And he plays defense too.
Did you play in the tournament in Istanbul? There's been 2 big tournaments in Istanbul. Did you play in those?
I played 3 times in Istanbul. 2 times in the Grand Prix.
Yes.
And last year was a World Cup.
And do they get a big audience down there for the billiards?
Well, in '92 I won the Grand Prix in Istanbul, and it was totally full. I think that was
in a big hall.
In the big hall, in the big hall of the Hilton International Hotel.
Yes.
It was fantastic atmosphere. It was one of the best tournaments I ever had, and I think there were more than 1,200 people watching the billiards. It was fantastic.
In a nice first-class hotel.
Yes, everything was absolutely perfect arranged, and yeah, that's a proof that the billiards can be big.
I think I remember reading that that tournament had there were some preliminary tournaments to qualify some players to play, and they had something like 250 players tried to qualify. They had tournaments all over Turkey.
Yes.
And then leading into the preliminaries, and a tremendous number of players.
Yes.
Not quite. Well, he has some. He has to work on his game more. He's just a young player.
And it's difficult to play with Sayginer, I think. He impresses a lot.
Yes, he intimidates you because he has a very intense look about him. What's he going to play here, I wonder?
I think short, long, short, but I would choose the other direction.
He's going to draw into the corner here, I guess. Almost.
That was not so bad. I mean,
you would have gone the other way, you think?
I think so, yeah. It's more simple, but he was afraid for the kiss. in some positions he doesn't think a lot and he saves energy for more difficult shots.
Well, the finals are going to be very interesting when all the good players play each other.
It's for 4 of us, Saneti Blomdali and me, to give 10 points away. It's
going to be awfully.
It's a strange situation. He's a world-class player. And
doesn't seem fair.
But okay, it can be a challenge. It can motivate you more and more to play the perfect game.
You'll have to play your absolute best game.
Yeah. Well, it looks good.
That looks perfect. Beautiful.
It's perfect. Bravo.
Very nice. Yeah. Mr. Sayginer wraps his chalk on his cue. I guess they do that in Turkey just the way they do here in New York. That's the nice thing about billiards. It's a world game. You can go all over the world and play the same rules.
Well, it's a pity that there are so many other games than three cushion.
That's true.
Billiards can be very big in the world.
But there's much competition. For instance, the Snooker Federation has much money. They have money to spend because snooker is so popular in England that they can promote snooker all over the world. They can send their players to China. And
but I think pool is more popular in the world than snooker. Snooker is typically English.
English and a few other countries that England formerly owned, Australia and Canada. Well, he has a tough situation here. It looks like he's planning to hit 2 rails first.
Short, long, and then maybe it's not so difficult as it seems.
Yes, because it's a pretty big target down here. The yellow ball is big.
Okay, you must be a little lucky if how he comes in the corner.
Oh, he got too far behind us.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can take a look at the other shot he made. Here it is. Watch this now. This is a very difficult position. Look how nicely he plays that with just the right speed.
Yes.
That's one to remember for your students watching. You don't think you have a shot, but the one he played is not that bad. There.
Without problems.
Sayginer made that look easy. Did you start your career playing straight free billiards and balkline and one cushion?
Well, that's the usual way to start with free game. This way, straight rail, you say?
Yes.
Yeah. And then if you get high on a high, you start to play balkline.
Oh, gee, he missed an easy one.
Then one cushion, 3 cushion.
One cushion is a nice game.
Well, and maybe it's more difficult than 3 cushion.
You think so?
Well, I don't know.
To get a long run, it's harder. Or
well, maybe 3 cushion is more difficult. It's what kind of average do you want to reach? But there are so few tournaments, and that's a pity. Only 3 cushion. There are a lot of tournaments.
Yeah,
that's
pretty nice.
And 3 cushion is, I think, it's the best discipline to bring it on television.
Yes, it looks good on television because it's big.
How more cushions, the better to see. People always clap for 9, 10 cushions.
Boy, that was a nice shot.
Very good tempo.
Right out in the middle of the table.
Well, he plays very relaxed, and that's. He only wants to play good billiards. He told me. He doesn't think of winning, or he doesn't
who
think
the
of the
opponent
victory.
is. Yes, I see.
He only wants to play good billiards.
That's a good attitude. He's stumped here. He doesn't know what to do.
Well, I would play from the white ball, but
Cross back and forth across the table, or bank. He's gonna go. Looks like he's thinking about 3 cushions first. Now he's gonna go twice across the table. That's a good view on the monitor. Well, he made that look easy.
I'm curious if he played double the table, double round.
Yes.
Times. No. Yeah.
What's he gonna do? You're gonna back up behind
Yes,
him.
with a lot of speed. Or
Look
a
at
lot
that.
of
He's gonna
English.
come out of the corner real straight. Ah, gee.
But you see, always position if you make the point.
Yes, that's a good choice, isn't it?
Or you give your opponent a good position. It's one of them.
Well, that's right.
What do you think of the kiss?
That's what he's worried about, I guess. So he's going to go off the left side of the red. That's might be a kiss too.
The most complicated solution.
And a kiss right in the middle of the short rail. Bing. No. That's one way to miss the kiss is to miss the shot. Ooh, we almost got lucky.
I miss a lot of good American players in this tournament.
Not very many easy games. All pretty good players.
I miss Carlos Helen, Frank Torres.
Yes, the top 4 American players, for different reasons, aren't here. Al Gilbert is opening a billiard room in Denver, so he's busy with that. And Frank Torres is remodeling the room he owns in Las Vegas. He was busy with that. And George Ashby just took a job with a factory which is not in billiards, and he doesn't want to take a week off in his first month.
Yeah, sure.
And Carlos Hallen, I think he works at Master Billiards, which is kind of a competitive room to this room, so I think he felt maybe he shouldn't play. He played very well in Chicago and in our national tournament a month ago, and really almost won that tournament ahead of Sang Lee. Sang Lee won 2 games 50-49, and so he just barely won the tournament.
That was, I forgot the name, sorry.
Carlos Hallen.
Carlos Helen. Well, that was a good chance to play with the other players. Because I can only remember that there was one tournament a year in America for to meet each other. I mean, that's here in New York.
Yes, this is the only world-class tournament we have.
This should be here normally, but okay. Normally I couldn't come to.
Well, okay, now let's see if Sayginer can do something. I think he has about 25 points. Mr. Lee still only has 10. If you look in the audience, you can see Abel Calderon, who was in the preliminaries and has opened a new room. There he is. And he had to drop out today. He couldn't complete his games because he was in an auto accident. Somebody ran into the side of his car and he wrenched his neck and had to drop out of the tournament. But he opened one of the first of the real nice billiard rooms in New York, Abel's Club. And now he has opened another club in Rego Park, I believe, New York, with European tables. I think they're Cheviot tables. So he's long been a booster of three-cushion billiards in the United States. Well, Sayginer's not having one of his best games here. He's missing quite a few, but he's got 26.
I think his average is still 1.4, 1.5.
That's what he came into the game as 1.4, I think. It always is a mystery to me when I watch you good players play because I see you missing, but you still average 1.5.
Well,
because you only remember the misses.
Yes. Well, I remember some games. I missed really a lot of good positions. But okay, we are constantly. We still make our points.
Mm-hmm.
We should make them. We should make them, and okay, then we can still play 1.3, 1.4.
Uh-huh. Well, you take a player like Kurt Kuhlmans, he plays a very nice game and averages about 1.1 or 1.2, but that's not good enough anymore. You have to play better.
You must be better. Oh, not so easy.
Is he going to go
technical
short,
shot.
long? Yeah. That looks pretty good.
Very good played.
Looks nice on the.
But he plays the shot very relaxed. He knows
Uh-huh.
I must play to the corner. But there were several ways to make the shot. He doesn't think very directly.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks in a very easy way. He thinks I play to the corner and
Look at that perfect position. Now let's see if he can control the red ball here. Try to bring the red ball over to the same long rail.
now sometimes you must take care because it's sliding all the time, and
This happens a lot, doesn't it, when you come up behind it and then you can't see the red ball?
yeah, but I think it's maybe bank shot.
Yes, if the white real thin or the white will kiss the red away.
I think it's possible.
I missed it.
Bravo.
Now look, he's still in perfect position.
A little unlucky that the white ball is coming so close.
See, is that 3 points or how many points does he have there?
I think he had 5 points already.
5. Now he's quite a player. He's in good position. Should make another one. In March of this year, he played a game in Istanbul and made 45 points in 11 innings. Still in business.
It's also nice to play here. People are very seriously about the question. The people who are watching, they are very fanatic also. It's nice to play here. And he feels good also.
Does he?
Yes.
It's pretty intimate where the fans are pretty close to the table. In some of the tournaments in Europe, the fans are so far away.
Some organizers don't know anything about billiards.
Yeah.
And
Will you make it?
Yeah.
I wonder how many that is. Must be about 10.
9 or 10. Oh, but you must be close to the tables.
It's kind of a hard shot. No.
Yeah.
I remember you made something like that against Sayginer. It was so nice in your, I think it was in your run of 15.
Yeah, that shot I remember, yeah. But I remember another shot. It was more
in that game?
Exciting for me.
For the viewers, I just diagrammed a shot that Mr. Jaspers made last year against Sayginer. Now he's drawing me a picture. That's another thin hit and drop into the corner.
It was, yeah. If you play good, you make this kind of points.
That was a run of 9 that he had last time. He went from 26 to 35.
That was also good. It's too much.
Uh-oh, now he's going to bank. When you have a bank like this, do you count numbers or do you play by judgment?
If the table is correct, I always count. Yes. But if the table is sliding like here, sometimes I doubt.
Because then you have to make such a correction on the numbers, you might as well just...
You forget your feeling, eh?
Yes.
It's only counting and you don't know how many points you must...
Yes. How much you must adjust the...
Yeah. But okay, if you normally count, then you can feel unsure. If you play on feeling, bank shots are not my favorite.
Look at this, twice around the table. See, he almost made that. It was 8 rails or something like that. Well, he only needs 4 points to finish out this 40-point game.
He doesn't look so satisfied. So.
No, I think since he was playing one of the easier players, I think he thought maybe he would have a really good game.
But okay, we can expect a lot from him in the final tournament.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
But okay, we are all a little bit afraid for each other. We all know what we can.
And you never feel safe against these top players because they might run 15 points at any time.
We all know that you can make, all of us, we can make many points.
Mm-hmm.
And when or how, it's always a question.
Yeah.
But it gives a good atmosphere if a lot of good players are here and who enjoy the games. It's not only the first round losing out.
Uh-huh.
We play all 7 games, we all feel good.
Uh-huh. It's a lot of billiards. And in this tournament, the first 2 advanced to the, is it the first? You have to win your flight to advance to the finals, but the second place finishers then go into a consolation round robin. So if you win some games, you get to play a lot of billiards.
Yeah, sure. It's. I think it's good if you have the possibilities to organize a B tournament.
Yes.
It's good. Give the other players also.
Then you don't give up in the tournament if you lose a few games, because you still
Yes.
have a chance to
That's why
do something.
I like to come to America. It's a long flight. It's a long way, but you play a lot of games. It's very good practice.
Do you still feel jet lag, or are you adjusted yet?
Well, yesterday I was
You
tired.
came yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
By
But
tomorrow you might be okay.
It's okay. Yes, I feel good. From traveling from west to east.
5 hours difference.
From east to west, it's not so hard as the opposite. Okay, if I see all the billiard friends, I feel good.
Fun, isn't it?
I will do also something special. No, a little too thin.
How old are you, Dick?
I'm 29.
And you
Just
just
29.
29, and you just got married, didn't you?
Yes.
What is your wife's name?
Andrea.
Does she like to watch you play, or does it make her too nervous to watch?
No, she is very interested in the game.
Is
She
she?
doesn't know anything about billiards before.
No?
But when I introduced her to billiards,
She finds it interesting.
yes, very interesting. And normally she's coming to the tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Has she ever been to the United States?
No. But I think next year maybe I go to the tournament in Florida or in Chicago.
Yes.
I'm interested, and I like to.
He's playing for 1
last
point.
point.
He has the game almost won. Look at Yarleap.
Oh,
What
something
did he do?
strange.
He
That's
made... I guess he needs 2. No, he only needs 1. I can't quite tell.
Normally it's not usual if you miss.
It looks... he didn't really try very hard on that last shot.
I asked him after the game.
Like he was disgusted at something.
Well, he is only playing 1 hour. It's fantastic for a game for 40 points.
Yes, a tournament game especially. Well, Mr. Lee only has 11 points.
But he has to look positive about the game. He only can learn a lot from this game, and
playing such a top player, it's quite a privilege.
he has also made some very nice points.
No, it is. It was quite electrifying for us to have Sang Lee win the world title, because it meant a lot to the United States to finally have somebody that lives here that can play at that level, and especially since we used to dominate the game, 60 years ago.
Yes, yeah.
And now we have lost that, but finally we have a player who can play at the top level.
But it's also a very nice friend, and
look at this shot. Oh my gosh, what an outshot that was. Nobody else would have played that shot. So we have a winner. Semih Sayginer, the sensational player from Turkey, has won his final preliminary round match, 40-11 over Mr. Ira Lee of New York City. And so Mr. Sayginer, signing the score sheet, is undefeated in his flight and now will advance. And because of the rules of the tournament, he has a spot of 10 points in every game. This is Bob Byrne saying goodbye for Accustats, Pat Fleming Sr. and Jr., and my guest, Dick Jaspers of Holland. Thank you for helping me, Dick.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye, sports fans.